Tell me about your business and what role YouTube has in this business, please.
I'm the CEO and co-founder of the Alpha 50 method, Método Alpha 50 in Spanish. We help people over 40 to get back into shape, lose weight and get some of that energy.
Yeah, okay, got it. And how does YouTube help you in what you're doing? Why did you decide to go on this platform?
Because I have an online marketing background, so we started promoting our videos initially. YouTube also, it's been a great source for us just to get our message out there and get people to get to know us. Yes, I mean, it's been incredible ever since we first started with YouTube. And once we started learning a little bit about how thumbnails work, the CTR and all those little metrics, we kind of grew very, very fast. Even today, we still see that a lot of our traffic comes from YouTube.
You're saying that you started growing very fast, but now you faced some kind of a cap, like some difficulties with growing. Tell me more about that. And that all, why did you decide to bring me on board?
Because at the time when we launched this 6-7 years ago in Spain, we were the only ones actually at the time. And we kind of grew very fast, especially during the pandemic. Obviously, throughout all these years, it's been 5 years now since the pandemic, we experienced some times in which we felt like we were not getting enough views. We felt like stuck, maybe out of ideas. We had a few people on board who helped us, because obviously at the end of the day, you have a workout program. How many videos of different push-ups can you make? How many videos of, of nutrition can you make, right? And I basically ran out of ideas and I didn't know what to do anymore. And the videos we were actually releasing, they were not really getting the views anymore. Just a handful of 5,000 views, 10,000 views compared to what we were achieving earlier. I felt I was completely stuck.
You also, I remember, were telling me that you felt like you didn't get enough business from YouTube. So does this mean that you did start to get less sales from YouTube and less leads?
Yeah. Initially at the beginning, we were getting a lot of business from YouTube, but then maybe about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I think we reached a point in which we were not getting enough views anymore. We're not getting enough subscribers. And, and the stats were decreasing in every aspect, and all this, that was hurting our business. It was hurting our sales, our figures. But then, you came in and obviously I've known you for quite some time now. I've seen your videos on Instagram, on YouTube and all that. And you sort of changed that all around. You gave us more focus. You changed the strategy altogether. You came up with different ideas. You came up with different ways to structure the videos. So you gave us focus and clarity and a strategy, which I was lacking at the end and I couldn't do it anymore. Ever since then, we have some great videos with a lot of hundreds of thousands of views, for quite some time prior to you coming in. For us, it was just like a miracle if we got over 10,000 views, for quite some time. And with your help, we at least managed to have 5 or 6, I guess, unicorns. That's what you call it, right? Like great, reading the word very well. I don't think we would have achieved that hadn't you, if it were for you.
Thank you. Yeah, really nice to hear that. Could you tell me more about how it translated into monetary results for you? Did you get more leads, and maybe you could name some revenue figures that you got more of versus the time without me helping you?
Well, in terms of leads, we've seen obviously many more leads coming from YouTube in the past maybe 5 or 6 months, and prior to that, yes, I couldn't give you a percentage wise of how many more leads we're getting now compared to what we were getting maybe 6-7 months ago or months ago. But it's been quite a drastic change for the better. Obviously getting more leads in my kind of business obviously helped us to get more appointments. With all these leads are, highly interested.
Maybe in revenue, did you see any?
Revenue, and the revenue, our sales revenue has increased. I'll probably say since compared to last year, this year, it maybe increased 60 to 70%.
60 to 70?
Right, as compared to last year, yes.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, thank you very much for sharing that. And I want to dive deeper into the whole process of working with me. Could you tell me more about your role in the production process? Maybe something that I took off from your plate, what I did in this whole process, so that people could see this from your perspective.
My role was to come up with ideas about videos, basically, right? Come out with a script alongside with Luis, and also come up with different titles and different also thumbnails, ideas and possibilities. And I didn't know what I was doing, basically. I was thinking about how about this, how about that. I didn't have a clear strategy. I didn't have a time to start digging into YouTube and spend hours looking for, what's trending, what's not trending, what's hot, what's not hot. I was guessing. And that's what a marketer should never guess, and I was guessing. And I was doing that. That was hurting our views, our sales, and consequently our sales and everything, right? So ever since you've been working with us, that's changed. You come out to the meetings with all these different ideas. I can tell you've done your research. You suggest things that we should do. You help us. you pushed us on our comfort zone, because back in the past, there were things that we wouldn't do in terms of the video production itself, and how adding elements. Up until 6 months ago, I really were quite boring. It was either Luis doing like workout routine, or it was just Luis just basically just being on camera for 10 minutes talking about a specific topic. But that was quite boring. It was not dynamic. It was very boring. It lacked movement. Now, ever since you're working with us, you added some things that make our videos much more dynamic. Which much more movement. All these different elements that add. Obviously, in the end, people want to stay longer while watching the video, and that helps in the end our revenue. It helps everything, right? Retention, all of that. Ever since you took over from me, fortunately, things have gotten way better.
Good for you. What would you tell someone who's on the fence about working with me and isn't sure yet? What would you tell them?
I'd tell them they should do it right away. They should, because as I said, you know what you're doing. You spend hundreds of hours, I guess, a month or even more, just looking through YouTube and just analyzing. Some of your videos I've seen on Instagram and also on YouTube about how you analyze maybe somebody who's successful, and you offer all this great content that you post on social media. You can spend a lot of hours, and what you're talking about. So if my testimonial helps you in any way or shape, I would recommend you 100%. Yes, you push me and my business partner out of our comfort zone. Sometimes we may not agree with everything that you propose, but it's always worth. If she's recommending this, she knows better. Why not do it? And those times have also proving you right. So yeah, that's I would just tell that person just give it a try at least for 6 months, and you will notice a huge difference.
Awesome. Tony, thank you very much. I really appreciate you saying this all.